Absolutely can't lose no way. 200% I am on my job. Getting money ain't nothing left that I can say. Get on the job with me.
What's going on? Mike Newman here with Inside Natural Bodybuilding. We're at the pre-judging at the 2012 IFPA Core Nutritionals Yorton Cup Pro World Championships, waiting for the figure girls to take the stage. I got one of the top trainers out there, and Debbie Portell. Debbie, what brings you to the Yorton Cup?
Diana Pitts.
Okay, that's your only client in the show, huh?
Right, yes.
Yeah, because a lot of these shows I go to, it's like you have a big team of girls, 12, 15 girls sometimes at some of these shows, but Diana's the only girl you got in today's show. How's she looking?
She looks fantastic. The best I feel she's looked since I've been working with her, so definitely really well conditioned. Okay,
well, you certainly got a lot of support. You're one of the favorites out there, and your clients love you. So what have you done over the last few years to help get your name out there, and how'd you get started in all of this competition prep?
Well, I started working for Powerhouse Gym, and I think that was kind of the hub in St. Louis of this. You know, that's where the majority of the athletes were coming from. And it just happened by accident. You know, I'd start to get people in good condition, and then they would say, you know, what do you think about me doing a competition? Well, sure, let's get you through it. You know, let's see how you do. And honestly, that's how it works out. You know, you get people that have lost 100 pounds. I have people that have lost 50 pounds. I have, you know, people that, you know, just got finished through having 5 babies. You know, so it's a variety of folks that just really want to look their best and feel their best.
Now, were you a competitor yourself, or you just specialize in the contest prep area of things?
I competed in 2 different shows, yes. And then like I said, I come from, you know, a gym that has a legacy in bodybuilding for years, 20, 30 years, you know, in St. Louis. It's the foundation of bodybuilding in St. Louis, and I feel so proud to just even be part of that. I grew up in it. You know, as a child, I mean, I started working out in gyms when I was in the 6th grade. So in working, you know, surrounded by some of the best bodybuilders in the city, you know, so that's my gym, and I'm part of that.
Nice. Yeah, I love that gym, too. Every time I'm in St. Louis, I go to Powerhouse Gym, St. Louis, Missouri, and St. Louis loves their bodybuilding, too. Every time I go to St. Louis, one of the best bodybuilding towns out there. There's a few spots in the nation that have their niches for bodybuilding, but St. Louis loves their bodybuilding, and you're right in the heart of things at Powerhouse Gym in St. Louis, Missouri. So so when you get your competitors who want to do certain shows, do you focus on their macros, their calories, or what kind of dieting strategies do you use?
You know, Roger and I both work together on the food. Roger Semch, he's the owner of Powerhouse Gym, and he does the majority of the season diets, and then I do the off-season nutrition programs, and it varies for every you know, every client is completely different. There is no one style of dieting. Every person has something totally different. I mean, we have girls that come in with autoimmune diseases and walk away with pro cards, you know, because Roger is so intrinsic with the food planning, and he's been doing it for over 22 years. You know, just a wonderful guy, and I've had the fortunate opportunity to learn from him for the past 8 years of my life, and he did my nutrition and has helped me with my health as well. So I'm really blessed to have just been surrounded by some very intelligent people in the industry.
Yeah, well, you're certainly doing something right, because your client base is huge, and when I go to St. Louis, I always hear your name. So what kind of other up-and-comers do you have that we should be on the lookout for in 2013? Well,
I think next year on a pro level, we want to look for Lori Anderson, because, you know, she is definitely we're gonna change sort of the way she does things through her off season, and kind of see how she can condition next year. And I think just really all of my group. I mean, if you go out to my website, www.debbieportell.com, and look at the team, I mean, there are some girls that really are going to look good next year. I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. You know, some hard-working ladies. They're just so devoted to this, so devoted to not just the show prep. I mean, it's so much more than the show prep. The show's part of it, but they're devoted to this as a lifestyle. I mean, eating this way for life, not just for 16 weeks. When the show's over, they have a clean, you know, a clean meal waiting for them. It's a little dirty, but it's clean, and they don't gorge, and they stay looking, you know, fit all year round. You know, so when it's time to diet them for a show, it isn't a huge, significant deal. We don't have to go through this ginormous weight loss, to get them to that place. They stay fairly conditioned. They live this lifestyle as an everyday, not just as a 16-week process.
Yeah, and even on weekends too. Now, do you have any like normal people that don't compete as clients, or do you just take on competitors?
Oh no, I have lots, everyone.
Okay.
I mean, I have a 78-year-old figure skater. I have everyone. And then I have a 13-year-old. So like I said, it's interesting, but people get conditioned enough, and they put enough of their time and energy into their health, and then they think, I want something at the end of this. I want something that I can represent, this test that I've been put through, and all of my determination.
Yeah, and when it comes to average people that just want to get in better shape, they find it hard to stick to it on weekends. So I'm sure you come across clients that, you can provide the great workouts, but it's what you do outside of the gym that really matters. So how do you help your clients get through what it takes outside of the gym to stay on track to maybe even lose just a few pounds for a month?
Clean eating, clean thinking, and clean living. If you don't adapt all three of those things, it won't be a successful process.
Yeah.
So you can kill yourself in the gym, but if you're not doing it in the kitchen, it just won't work out. And so when I sit, one-on-one with an individual, I speak to them that way. I'm that serious about it. And if they're not serious about it, it just never seems to work out.
Yeah.
But, they get that drive, that same drive that I have. I jump inside with them, and we're ready, and we take off, and we change their life.
Yeah.
And it has to be that way. You have to say, all right, I'm going to do this for life. I'm not doing this as a diet. I'm changing my life with this food. I'm going to feel great every day, and I'm going to change the way I live. And then it's a no-brainer. You wake up, you learn how to cook good food right, then it's not a big deal to eat clean.
No.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that's the way I think. And then you have to think about the way you think about food and the way you speak about it. If you're speaking all the time like, well, I have to eat this or I have to eat that, you get to eat this. You get to go to the gym every day. You get to be healthy. Your other choice is the opposite end of the spectrum. Choose not to be healthy. So it's all in the way you think about things. And so I'm that way with my clients all day long, telling them, don't speak defeat. I don't want to hear defeat. You're here to be a fighter. You're here to get yourself to a different place, and that's one of the bigger things is just the way someone speaks to themselves. And then just the way you live. If you have a set of friends that are taking you off of your path every weekend and you hate the way you feel on Monday, well, love your friends, but start loving a different path. You know what I mean? And maybe some of those friends will trickle over to your path eventually because you're going to inspire them to live a better life, which they want to. They just need to see someone lead them. You know what I mean? So I really, truly feel that the girls that I trained for the show, they're just living examples of, just a healthy lifestyle. And I love to see them get trophies. It makes me so proud, and I couldn't be more pleased. But what I love to see is what they've encountered along the way, what they've battled, what they've gotten through, and what they've said, no, I won't quit. I won't stop. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to do what I need to do no matter what the circumstances were in their personal life. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I love the sound of all of it.
Yeah.
Never back anything down. And it's all about making that true decision to want to do it. Because really, if you cheat on your diet on the weekends, well, really, you didn't make that true decision. Because if you did make that true decision to lose weight, you wouldn't give in to the obstacles on the weekends. And I'm sure you come across clients all the time. So what's one good piece of advice? Say they're out of the restaurant and the rest of the family's eating pizza, but you got somebody that really wants to lose 30 pounds. What would you tell somebody like that to do?
Evenly distributed meals. Okay, evenly distributed meals. You want to control your insulin patterns, so look at your plate and you want to see a protein, a carb, and a fat. So every restaurant you're going to go to is going to have a good solid protein source. They're going to have a fatty acid through olive oil or some sort of fat, and then you're going to get a good carb source through some vegetables, possibly fruits, and just evenly distribute your meals. Don't end up heavy in one area, and then you'll keep yourself patterned even. Your blood sugar will stay level, and you won't have the cravings. You won't have the constant need for food. Don't drive your life through food. Let food be your fuel through life, but don't have it driven towards, I want to eat this, I want to drink this, I want to eat this. Don't entertain with it. I go out to eat with people all the time, and I don't eat that food. All of my competitors do too. We just went out, to eat out here in Scottsdale yesterday, and we all had chicken or filet and, asparagus and olive oil and wonderful salads, and we enjoyed it every bite of it.
Yeah.
But you get that palate built inside you, and that's what you're accustomed to eating. You put something else in there, you feel like dirt. Why? And you don't want to go back.
And you could give in to the temptations, but then you're not going to like what the scale weight says come Monday. So go for that. And does that sound familiar? If you're a client of mine, a protein with the carb, a little bit of fats as well, but I'm sure that sounds familiar if you guys have trained with me in the past. So DebbiePortell.com if they want your services, right? DebbiePortell.com. Check her out, one of the nation's top trainers. If you want to win your next show or if you just want to look your best ever, DebbiePortell.com is the place to go. If you're in the St. Louis area, go to Powerhouse Gym in St. Louis, Missouri, and check her out. Until next time, bodybuilding fans, Debbie Portell. This is Mike Newman with Inside Natural Bodybuilding. We're out here. Thanks for watching.